Okay, it's 12:01 p.m. on the East Coast here, so we'll go ahead and get started.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Operator of the Future. We'll be talking about how we're going to leverage artificial intelligence for advanced wastewater pipe inspection and asset management. We're excited for you all to join us. My name is Scott Thayer, and I'm the CTO and co-founder at Edge AI. I'm joined by Eric Sullivan, the Director of Strategic Development at Sewer AI. Eric, let's get things going.
Yeah, hey folks, thanks again for joining us here today. If you're interested in what's on the cutting edge of our industry, then you are in the right place. Let's cover a few housekeeping items to ensure that we all get the most out of our time here together. First, please ask questions, and to do that, please use the Q&A tool in your Zoom instance. You can submit your questions anonymously or not, and others can upvote questions and comment on them. We'll do our best to answer them in real time, and we'll have several minutes at the end to address questions as well. Second, because we're curious about all of you and what types of issues you deal with, we'll be launching a few polls during the webinar. And lastly, we encourage you to give us feedback on this afterwards. So please do check out the survey at the end of this webinar. Thank you.
So we're going to be covering a lot here this morning, starting with what's not working in our industry as it relates to the limitations with traditional equipment, as well as with manual workflows in the field. We'll then provide a high-level overview of the three main technologies being leveraged by Edge AI and Sewer AI users, which is enabling massive boosts in their productivity, cost savings in their inspection operations, and quality enhancements in their condition assessments. Also, without getting too geeky, we'll be showing you the basics of how it all works. We'll share about some brand new AI-powered capabilities, and by the end, you'll have a much better sense of how this impacts various types of people in our industry, such as CCTV operators, operations managers, business owners, utility asset managers, as well as civil engineers. Thanks again for being here, and let's get started. Oh, sorry, that was me. My bad. At very high level, a lot of us are probably already aware of the general state of infrastructure in the US and Canada, especially our underground infrastructure. Most pipes, for example, have reached or exceeded their intended design life, and countless other sewer collection systems are reaching the end of their remaining useful life. This has made our communities vulnerable to sanitary sewer overflows, either due to failures in the collection system or from extreme weather events like storms. The need for increased spending has only gone up, but communities instead are having to make do with limited or diminishing resources.
So let's start by taking a closer look at the reality of what many of you are facing in the field today. Condition assessment, it's absolutely essential, but the way that we've traditionally done it is slow, expensive, and frankly inconvenient. Most inspections still follow a traditional capture and assess workflow, which means that the camera operator has to notice and manually document each defect and feature as the camera unit traverses the pipe in real time. Sewer AI conducted a study of this workflow several years ago. We found that on average, hardware is sitting idle, idle in the pipe nearly 2/3 of the time that the TV truck is set up at the access point. During that time, there's no new data that's being collected. And on top of that, traffic control equipment and personnel are usually present, which impacts the public. And also, importantly, you have a $500,000 jet vac truck that's often running during the inspection. And that's before we even get into the human data entry errors in the field, which we'll talk about. So this inefficiency, it plays out in more ways than one. There are over 200 PACP and LACP condition codes in the NASCO catalog, which is the standard most of us are using. That means it takes time for people to develop the skill set to recall all of that information consistently and in real time. And studies have shown that even the most skilled CCTV operators still miss at least 20% of defects. There's also a lack of consistency in how people interpret and record defects. So even when we're working off of the same videos, different people might reach different conclusions. And all of this compounds into quality issues and inconsistent deliverables. And basically, the more different operators who are participating in the project, the more problems you may have with your assessment data.
Thanks, Eric. And it's not just the process. The equipment itself can be a barrier. Traditional bonded vehicle solutions from legacy manufacturers are costly and come with a steep learning curve, especially as experienced operators retire. These systems are often designed to keep you locked into their ecosystem with limited third-party options and opaque support models. The result is high cost, repair headaches, and data silos that prevent you from fully owning and leveraging your inspection data.
And the software side of things doesn't make life any easier either. Legacy systems are typically license based. They require local machines and local storage. And these software products are rarely updated and seldom improved upon. These tools were designed for workflows from the 1990s, not today's cloud first, data driven environment. So if your team is in the field and not in the office with access to that one local machine, good luck accessing data in real time and good luck sharing it with others who may need it. And finally, let's talk about the people doing the work. Onboarding new operators takes time, and training resources are often limited. You add to that, you're in a competitive job market, and it becomes hard to attract and retain skilled workers. All of this puts more pressure on your teams, slows down your projects, and increases the likelihood of costly errors. So the question that we think there is to ask is your organization ready for the future? We'll go ahead right now and launch our first poll, which you can see right here. Which of these would you say is your biggest challenge? Operator field productivity, NASCO coding accuracy, data and project management, acceptance of submittals, accounts receivable, accurately bidding and estimating. We'll let that run for a little bit here while we move on. So how do we move forward? What technologies can help us break out of this inefficient cycle? At Sewer AI and at Edge AI, we're focused together on three key advancements that, when combined, fundamentally change the way that condition assessment is performed. First is autonomous data collection. Second is cloud computing. And third is AI-driven computer vision. With autonomous inspection hardware, we reduce the reliance on expensive vehicles and manual workflows. And cloud computing unlocks real-time, secure, and remote access to the data and the deliverables, meaning that your team can work faster and from anywhere. And with AI computer vision, we eliminate the guesswork in coding defects. This ensures consistency, accuracy, and speed that humans simply cannot match alone. This isn't about replacing field crews. It's about making them superhuman and getting superhuman results and equipping your team with tools that reduce time, cost, and human error while producing better outcomes across the board.
Let's introduce one of the tools that makes this transformation possible, the Pipe Dream Inspection Suite. We've designed this suite to be modular and accessible. Pipe Dream can handle 90% of your inspection work, which dramatically shortens the learning curve and minimizes operator error. We've also eliminated the need for costly brand name vehicles and expensive vehicles that you have to fix. You can use any vehicle with this system as it weighs less than 40 pounds, stem to stern. In addition, our hardware uses cellular, LTE, 5G, or even Starlink satellite to upload inspection data directly from the field. That means no more waiting to offload files back at the office. And because there's no heavy capital investment or long-term maintenance burden, your team can deploy faster and more often, all while keeping your costs down. But hardware is only part of the story. We built smart software into the experience as well. Each unit has built-in fail-safes to prevent setup errors, RFID tags to enhance measurements, and guided workflows to eliminate the most common data collection mistakes. And because we work with operators in the field, not just software engineers, our support is tailored to actual conditions, not theoretical ones. We also understand that your data does not live in a vacuum. That's why we've made it easy to integrate inspection outputs into your existing systems through open APIs and standardized formats. Whether you're managing work orders, QA workflows, or rehab planning, PipeDream helps you get the right data to the right people quickly. Well, let's talk about what that looks like in the real world. The Munhall Sanitary Sewer Authority here in Pittsburgh needed to launch a CCTV phase of their program, but didn't have the budget to invest in a dedicated inspection vehicle. That could have stalled their entire effort. Instead, they partnered with Edge and leveraged the PipeDream system. We've developed organized, cloud-accessible inspection video to both the municipality and their contractors, all without the upfront cost or logistics of purchasing a traditional inspection truck. This is a perfect example of how technology partnerships and modular tools can bring high-quality inspection data and workflows to agencies of any size and any budget. And we'll play the video now.
We need to know where these deficiencies are and where all of the corrections need to be made. And the convenience of the Edge AI system and PipeDream is going to make that process nearly seamless.
Edge AI has always prided itself on being support excellent. It's something we live by, and it's something we've proven in the past to be without equal.
We didn't have an old system. We were relying on contractors, and it was costing thousands of dollars for each call out. And we were relying on their time schedule. So if I had an environmental hazard, I would need to have that done right now. And having that ability to put the camera in the pipe, having it easy to do, easy to manage, and easy to lift is another big benefit.
Because of the decent pricing of our equipment, we were able to meet their budgetary requirements, and because of its versatility and ease of use, we were able to quickly examine their pipes and provide them with the necessary information to achieve their goals.
The biggest portion for us is not needing a camera truck. All you need is 2 people and a bot. I'm not a technical person, but the portal is very user-friendly. I can play, I can rewind, I can save videos. It is so easy to use, and it's all right there. We're getting ready to make big changes in the field, providing more services for our residents and ratepayers, and Edge AI is going to help us give those ratepayers more service.
Okay, so that's Munhall, obviously a small municipality here in Pittsburgh area. Another great example of this transformation in action comes from our partners at RK&K, which is a civil engineering firm. They work with a wide range of small municipalities, many of which are tackling inflow and infiltration issues. But in the past, RK&K had to subcontract their inspection work, largely because the legacy systems were too costly and too complex to justify bringing in-house. That all changed when they adopted the PipeDream system. They were our first customer, actually. With our more accessible tools and cloud-native workflows, they were able to take control of the inspection process themselves. Not only did this reduce their cost, it allowed them to provide organized video access directly to their municipality clients and other end clients at a level of transparency and speed that just wasn't possible before. We'll go ahead and show you the video on RK&K.
RK&K was looking to purchase a camera system that assisted them with their I&I studies to add in addition to their other devices.
We were initially trying to solve issues related to I&I or inflow and infiltration within our systems. We work for a lot of small municipalities, and they don't typically have a budget for CCTV, and they have systems that are old and had limited mapping.
Prior to PipeDream, we relied a lot on subs doing the work for us. Sometimes we had utilities that had the equipment and we would able to borrow that, or we tried to rent some equipment ourselves, and that just became an overall hassle.
PipeDream is a great solution due to its cost factor. very affordable, which allows our clients to spend more money doing remediation and repair versus spending the money on a high-cost conventional equipment.
We were contracted to do an I-9 investigation on a line in a remote ravine, sort of canyon, that another subcontractor deemed it inaccessible.
And it was really difficult based on the location of the project. By the time that a company would mobilize and then inspect only 600 feet, nobody really wanted to do that small of a portion. So that kind of led us to needing to find a better solution.
And we were able to hike down in with our pipe dream equipment to gain access to this line in this ravine and sort of televise something that they would not have been able to do without us.
Pipe Dream is a great tool for engineering firms due to its portability, which allows them to go to locations which a vast majority of more conventional equipment simply cannot access.
It's lightweight, compact, and everything we needed was we could carry with our hands and made access to places without a vehicle accessible.
This tool is really helpful when it comes to mapping a system or trying to figure out how things connect. It's really easy for us to send someone out when we have a question with the bot for a couple hours, figure out whether manholes connect, if there's a break between them, and then come back to the office with the answer.
Their user interface has straightforward controls. I'm able to help other people on my team learn how to run the equipment and navigate it and sort of explain the setup and the software and how to record. It's very easy to use.
It was great working with them, all of the quick responses, troubleshooting anytime we had a question or an idea, something that we wanted to try out but they didn't have the technology for yet. They went ahead and made it happen for us.
RK&K had requested that a SON pill be installed in our device in order to locate underground. We were able to quickly design, build, and install the holster to allow them to quickly locate their system underground with minimal delay.
Pipe Dream has made a tremendous improvement to our business model. It allows us to provide an ad service, so when we have a client wants to know if we can do the work in-house, yes we can. Those individuals working with the equipment, the service that AH was able to provide throughout the whole process, ultimately it was a no-brainer. At least the equipment allow us to continue to do the work that we've been doing, and so we just continue the relationship with a monthly subscription.
Thanks, Scott. So how do these pieces come together? With the combined power of the Pipe Dream in the field and Sewer AI's Pioneer platform in the cloud, we're enabling a fully connected modern workflow for inspection management. Field crews can focus on efficient data capture, and thanks to live streaming and near real-time cloud sync, managers get immediate visibility into what's happening on the ground. They can monitor productivity, validate deliverables, and accelerate QA processes without waiting for hard drives to be physically delivered. And on the back end, Pioneer provides structured data outputs that make customer submittals smoother, invoice processing becomes faster, and business intelligence is now accessible. By integrating directly into your asset management tools or GIS platforms, everything is streamlined, from data capture to QC, pay items, and to insights that drive your operations forward. So let's take a closer look now at how AI transforms the assessment process. Once your inspection video is uploaded to the cloud, our AutoCode tools begin processing it automatically. First, it identifies potential regions of interest in the pipe using our various different AI models, which are all trained on millions of example images and thousands of miles of pipe data. Then those predictions are grouped into positive and negative windows. These are just segments of a video where conditions are or aren't present. This means that reviewers no longer have to scrub through every inch and every second of the footage video playback. They can jump straight to the actionable parts. Once validated by the PACP certified members of our in-house NASCO technician team, and with PACP descriptors and modifiers and other ancillary data fields populated by these NASCO technicians, An inspection database that meets NASCO guidelines is available. And along with other, traditional conventional components of a deliverable, things like a PDF report and the videos being rendered with on-screen text annotations and computer-generated audio narrations. So in a nutshell, it's an AI-assisted process where we use the computer vision tools on the front end to do the heavy lifting, and that's followed by review and QC by members of the NASCO tech team. And the end result, faster, more consistent assessments that maintain high standards and reduce overall costs. And importantly, when it comes to working with your existing systems and processes, we've made sure that the tools fit seamlessly into the environment. AutoCode can detect conditions from the camera unit's forward-facing fisheye view in the case of the Edge AI unit that has a front and rear camera. But we've also added features like an interactive 360 pane and tilt experience directly in the user's browser. Also, you can export the videos as MP4 video files, a standard format, and you can even review all these deliverables offline with local software and local tools without the need to install any new software. And most importantly, everything we build adheres to standard CCTV and PACP specifications. So you can adopt this technology without worrying about compatibility with your QA processes or with client requirements or with legacy software. More on that later. The Edge AI and Sewer AI tools have been designed to be additive, not disruptive. One important question that comes up for us a lot is about accuracy. What should I expect from the Sewer AI outputs compared to what I'm already getting from a manual type of process, right? So we'll speak on that for a second. Probably one of the biggest third-party audits or studies of this nature ever done in the world, we've been able to be a part of in this type of thing. This was with an engineering firm called HR Green, and they took 1,500 of our PACP surveys that we had provided to the city of Houston. This was a couple of years ago. So this was during the first year of our project with the city of Houston. We're currently in year 4 with the city of Houston. The first 1,500 surveys that we handed over, HR Green took a look at it. They went line by line and code by code in the data. And they identified a 97% level of accuracy in our outputs compared to their own ground truth. So to put that in perspective, comparing it to contractor accuracy within that market in the Houston, Texas area, where they had historically struggled with getting good, consistent deliverables from their contractors, this was about an 8x improvement. So basically, the contractors there were only finding about 12% of the defects in the pipe, and this 8x accuracy improvement, it was a big win for them. Let's go ahead and hear from the city of Houston directly what their experience has been like using our technologies.
Another technology that we're looking at is Sewer AI. Just being able to use that technology instead of our staff looking at every single sewer line, which we do. We go through and televise our lines every 8 to 10 years, being able to use advanced technology to be able to code it for us.
I agree with you. The more we do this, the more confidence we get that it can work. You did mention Sewer AI. We did adopt that, and we launched that full scale in Houston. Our monthly production for miles of pipe inspected went from about 47 miles a month to over 72 miles a month using Sewer AI. The number of staff hours used to do the analytics went down. So production goes up, staff hours went down. We already have over 300 open positions, and it's not like I'm putting people out of jobs because they can't watch all that footage. We got faster and we got more consistent in our results.
Now, we've got another way that we're helping you garner insights as soon as you put data into the Pioneer platform. One of the most valuable things we can do is help you manage your projects efficiently so that you can stay organized and drive toward project completion. We've recently announced an entire new suite of project management tools and connections to GIS maps. Among other things, this allows you to tag inspections with free-form labels and then locate that data in the map. It allows you to assign work to crews or to individuals, and it allows you to locate conditions on a map once they've been added, including lateral tap connections, which can be incredibly important for a lot of you folks, especially lining companies, and for people to be able to log where there was a survey abandoned, and allows you to visualize different maintenance and cleaning activities and that type of data on the map. So you can now make annotations specifically around pipe segments that maybe could not be inspected or could not be found, and other notes and comments as well. So we'll go ahead and hear from Seth Nickinson. He's our head of product at Sewer AI. And he's going to show you a little bit about what those features consist of.
Let's do a quick overview of some of the existing and brand new exciting project and work management tools in Pioneer. Pioneer's inspection management system is by and large project-based. Project is the first filter you see on the left-hand side of our dashboard and appears throughout the site. For a long time, we've had a project page that gives you a heads-up display of currently running projects, how much data is being added each day and the status of that work relative to data uploaded or auto-coded, ability to edit the parameters and specifications of a project, add planned inspection counts and linear footage, import data to pre-fill inspections, and obviously create a brand new project where needed. In recent months, we've added a lot of power to this experience to help better organize your data. One thing we've added is the ability to tag inspections. This lets you, outside of the framework of any existing filters or NASCO headers, add custom tags to your data. Let's say I know that all of these inspections are ready for billing. I can add a tag called ready for billing. I can also apply any existing tags that my team has used, like completed a point repair. I can add or remove tags at will. We also have the ability in Pioneer to assign work to individuals now. This would be done on what we call upload pending rows, which are inspections waiting to be done. I can select several inspections, click the assign inspections, and it will provide me a list of users inside my account to whom I can assign the work. When they then open Pioneer on their desktop truck application, they will see the work that is assigned to them. We've also added many of these features to our map interface. So on our Pioneer map interface, I can use a selection tool to highlight a few existing assets. We display assets in gray in our system, and I can create pre-fills and assign those inspections to an individual in a similar manner. We've also enhanced the map experience overall in ways that are really exciting. As you zoom in on the map, you will see that we're now displaying additional information by default. So every asset gets a label of the asset identifier. Where inspections have already been conducted, we also display the linear footage and the pipe diameter for easy understanding of the GIS data and the inspection data. As many of you already know, as you zoom in on the Pioneer map, you get a view of conditions that have been captured or coded. For instance, on this line, the blue rectangles represent tap locations for lateral connections coming into the pipe. We've also added ability to do new annotation on pipes. Let's say your team comes into the field and is meant to be inspecting line 3630, but is unable to. We've now got a new command on the map for cannot inspect. This allows the user to indicate why. We use the NASCO inspection statuses to make this easy. Let's say it was not found. In my case, simply because I'm a admin user, I have to select an account. And I apply that, and you will see the line changes to red, indicating to everyone on the map that this could not be inspected. I also now have the ability to add a comment to an inspection on the map that will display on the map itself. So let's say I need to make a note about what happened that day, which is typically something we see many operators need to do. I can add additional information, save it, and have it apply on the map. We believe all these tools, project management, tagging, additional map clarity, add up to a powerful way to help project managers, QC teams, operators, dispatchers, and the entire organization manage their work and keep track of what's going on.
So a big part of modernizing sewer inspection isn't just how we collect data, it's also about how we manage and share it. With SewerAI's cloud-based platform, you get a secure, centralized hub for all your inspection data. Everything is stored, streamed, and accessible in real time. So no more passing around hard drives or waiting for someone to be back at their desk to pull files. And the platform supports NASCO certified import and export formats across PACP, LACP, and MACP versions, including version 7, version 6, and even version 4, making it compatible with legacy data sets and current projects alike. You also get collaborative tools built right in. Managers, engineers, and contractors can all access the same project from different locations, review deliverables, and even perform QC in real time. And view mode seats make it easy to scale this access without additional licensing headaches or costs. And when it comes to GIS, we're fully integrated with Esri. You can view, edit, and interact with maps directly from the system, tagging inspections, locating defects, or annotating conditions like taps, survey abandonments, or could not inspect type of segments. And also importantly, the platform is SOC 2 compliant and ISO 27001 certified. So your data is protected, it's secure, and our API first architecture ensures that it can integrate with whatever tools your organization's already using. So bottom line is you're not just getting a better inspection tool, you're getting a smarter way to manage the entire life cycle of your sewer data. Let's go ahead and ask our next poll question here and launch that poll. This is about legacy sewer inspection software. And the question is, how many different NASCO software programs does your organization currently use? This obviously is geared more towards contractors rather than other types of folks in the audience. But these would be platforms such as IT Pipes, WinCan, Granite, Possum, PipeLogix, etc. We'll let that run for a minute, but while we're on the topic of legacy sewer software tools, let's take a look at yet another new offering from SewerAI called Export to Any.
Meeting client specs can feel like a nightmare. Multiple software platforms, constant reformatting, and wasted time. That's why we built Export to Any. Export inspection data from Pioneer directly into legacy software like Granite, WinCan, and IT Pipes. This enables our customers to deploy Pioneer across all of their trucks, driving consistency and efficiency across their entire fleet. Save time, eliminate errors, and win more bids.
Yeah, so a little bit of a deeper dive on that. Export to Any is basically an enhancement to our existing digital submittal tool, which has been extremely popular with and used by contractors across North America. And using the digital submittal function, or in the case of where a local download is necessary, Export to Any enables you to provide clients with deliverables in the native project formats of various legacy PACP software vendors, in particular IT Pipes, GraniteNet, and WinCan. Export to Any really signals the beginning of a new epoch in operating a sewer assessment business and working with other sewer utilities, because no longer do contractors have to own and maintain and manage multiple software platforms and clunky dongle licenses in order to meet a wide variety of peculiar client software specifications. So starting now, contractors can be assured that their deliverables from Pioneer will be accepted even by clients that may have archaic requirements and data workflows. While we're on the topic of what's new, we're really excited to be launching our business intelligence tools and live dashboards. These give you unparalleled insight into your business so that you can know not just what's happening, but also know what happened. This is for contractors, but also for folks on the public works side, operations managers, but also estimators or executives and directors, in order for them to be able to make smart data-driven decisions, both on the ground and the ongoing projects, but also getting what you need to bid smarter or to have accurate costing and estimating around your next projects. These are SewerAI's brand new business intelligence dashboards. For the first time, you can easily turn your daily inspection data into actionable insights, revolutionizing how you manage productivity and profitability.
Our business intelligence solution simplifies how you track, analyze, and optimize your inspection operations with 3 intuitive dashboards, each with predefined charts and filters and data tables. You can uncover trends and boost productivity without additional tools or manual work. First, the operator productivity dashboard. This tool offers granular insights into your team's performance, total linear feet inspected daily and weekly, trends over time, inspection counts by type, and time spent per inspection using Pioneer on Truck. Also, a differentiator and a game changer is our AI-powered operator scoring, which provides you even deeper insights, separating field conditions from operator performance to provide the industry's most accurate operator production metrics. And for a high-level view of project performance, you've got charts that include project summary data, production trends, breakdowns by mainline and lateral footage. You can use filters to get answers to your questions quickly. You can filter by a single project to understand that the project is on track to complete, or filter by customer to know what you can expect to invoice this month from that customer. The executive dashboard offers a bird's eye view for your entire operation. Key metrics like inspection counts and reviewed footage, calendar views for daily progress, and lastly, across all dashboards, you can view the underlying data, download the data, or send by email, CSV, Excel, or images of the charts. With these tools, our customers can now leverage these insights to streamline decision-making, enhance efficiency, and drive success across their organizations.
So one quick note about the operator score. It uses millions of data points to analyze time in the pipe and also time moving between inspections, gap time. And it isolates the impact of the operator from things like pipe length, pipe material, pipe use, the number of conditions in the survey, et cetera. And over time, it gives a picture of which operators are faster and who may be dispatched efficiently or who may be being dispatched inefficiently. So there's opportunities here for improvement, not just in the field, but also in the office. You can also, importantly, compare your team internally to each other or against a broader aggregation of all sewer AI users. We're going to have some time here for questions, and we're getting closer to the end. But one thing we wanted to announce or give you a sneak peek about is that we're going to be rolling out this before the end of Q2. This is a risk-based asset management set of tools, specifically a rehab recommendation engine. We're pretty excited about the ability for us to leverage the aggregated data that we have in a platform. So we have hundreds of thousands of PACP surveys, for example. To be able to tell somebody now, not just here's the condition of this one pipe based on this one video and survey, which is already one of the outputs of AutoCode, but also as well, if you're looking at, say, an 8-inch clay pipe that's 50 years old or so, how does that pipe compare against the tens of thousands of surveys that we already have done, on 8-inch clay pipe of that age, right? This is going to enable an asset management professional to be able to actually, see how that pipe ranks against a benchmark from the aggregated data. We think that's relevant from a standpoint of helping a city trying to obtain grant funding or loans or things like that, or also just measuring the efficacy of a rehab or a capital improvement program. So this is the first example that we know of in our industry of leveraging crowdsourcing. Really, we think we're stepping into a positive new era, and we're seeing now like a democratization of sewer infrastructure management, which is really exciting. I'll go ahead and hand it over to Scott here to take us home.
Thanks, Eric. So in summary, you can see how adapting simpler AI-powered autonomous hardware that rapidly scans a pipe, combining that with cloud computing, AI computer vision, and cloud-based data management can significantly reduce your costs per inspected foot in the field, as well as your cost in the office during data review. We saw many different testimonials professing to just that. As you can see, you can also see time after time, accuracy from Sewer AI's AutoCode is superior to manual processes for condition assessment. Lastly, we've shown how this data can be leveraged to enable optimization at the asset management and capital planning level to ensure communities to get the best possible results from their efforts to reduce environmental risk and to comply with clean water regulations. Before we wrap up, let's take a second to imagine now what our industry is evolving towards, particularly as it relates to the role of the CCTV operator. We can see that the operator of the future will be someone who will be able to be more versatile than they currently are, because the requirement for specialization and expert knowledge will not be as critical. What this looks like is people can enter our industry with less onboarding and training ramp up lag time. What that means is that contractors can scale and grow their businesses in new ways, and utilities can better address their problems faced by the silver wave of retiring professionals and the brain drain of knowledge. With the assistance of AI in the field and in the office, and with equipment that supports a more streamlined workflow, the operator of the future will be producing more consistent results from their inspection activities. Also, very importantly, by reducing the total number of variables and real-time tasks needed in the field, the operator of the future will be able to stay focused on what's really important, maintaining a safe job site and getting home to their family every day. The operator of the future is now someone who can be highly mobile, who can tackle projects with even the most challenging access issues, without constant reliance on clunky truck mounted cameras with extravagant build outs being a thing of the past. The operator of the future is also more connected than they have ever been, and not just to the web so as to facilitate real near-time data transfer, but the operator of the future is more connected to the managers and the office staff who are there to support them. Also, the operator of the future's performance can finally be objectively tracked and compared to industry benchmarks, leading to more accountability and where people can get training and development when and where it's needed. This gives the operator of the future a path to elevate themselves in the industry and to grow their career.
Thanks, Scott. Thanks to everybody who is here with us. We've got some time, which we intended for. If anybody does have any questions, you can definitely drop them in the chat here. And if you don't have any questions right now, you can reach out to us as they come up later. We'll give a minute for folks in the event that some people might be typing questions or anything like that. And of course, we can give people time back. I know that we had 60 minutes total set aside for this time. But yeah, we'll go ahead and allow a few more moments for folks if there are any questions that might be coming up from the group. And Michaela, are we? Did anything else come in through the chat as far as questions go?
We just got one. So the first question is, any interest to expand to drinking water?
Yeah. Scott, is it okay if I take that first stab at this one?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, certainly there's a lot of drinking water, potable water pipes. They need to be assessed. They need to be managed, of course. Our technology does work on those types of pipes. We've done a few projects here and there where that was the pipe being inspected. As you can imagine, though, there's a lot more challenges to getting a camera into those pipes than there are with gravity, sewer combined, and stormwater pipes, which is really the lion's share of what Edge AI and Sewer AI are focused on. But that being said, if someone can get a camera into the pipe, generally that means that the pipe's been taken offline and dewatered. But if there is video footage of the inside of the pipe, you can absolutely utilize these types of tools on it. But like I said initially, mostly what we've seen in the market is the constraint around just it's a lot harder and more expensive really to take those pipes offline and access them with the camera, and you instead see other means and methods used to try and get data to assess the condition of those types of pipes. Yeah, and Scott, please add more if there's more I missed.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good overview. Accessing water pipes either requires you to take it, offline and provide access, which in that case, you're treating it like a wastewater pipe. The alternative is to have specialized equipment that can run in the pipe while it's live, and that's a much more difficult product roadmap item. So I agree with what Eric said. Uh, Once you get that pipe offline, we can treat it very much like a sewer pipe in most cases. However, in some cases where you're talking about metal pipes, it requires custom technology to measure material loss and things like that, especially in water.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it looks like we've got another one here. It's what's the best way to pilot and test these products versus someone's current operation? Scott, you want to try that one first?
Yeah, so if you're talking about the equipment, the best way is to schedule a demo with us, and we'll come out and inspect some pipe and have it coded through Sewer AI as well for you for free. And you can put us side by side against your equipment, or at least your idea of what your equipment is if your equipment's not functional, and we can run that side by side comparison, and you can make a decision for yourself.
Yeah, yeah. I'll just add for the sewer AI part of things, we're very open to providing no cost technical demos of auto code. So whether that's on data that might have just been captured with the pipe dream system on say a demo, or whether it's maybe existing data that someone has where they are mostly looking to validate our outputs and compare them for accuracy, we can definitely do that. It's also very simple for us to be able to provide people with no cost limited time trial or demo environments in our platform for people to use all the functions as if they were a paying customer while they're in that process of deciding. So the best way to do that is to reach out to us. We will want to have at least a conversation with you ahead of time to just understand the use case and what your challenges are and what your goals are. But following that, yeah, we can definitely set that up pretty easily. Great question. Okay, great. Well, unless there are more questions that come up, I will say that it has been an awesome time here with you folks who've joined us. This will be made available as a recording, and anything that comes up, let us know. Let's see if there's any other questions here. Oh, we do have one question here. Sorry, let me turn this music down for a second. Is the internet connection required for the Edge AI system, and what are the power source requirements? That would be a question for you, Scott. Yeah.
Yeah, so internet is not required. You can operate in the field completely offline. Data is stored both on the robot and whatever laptop or tablet device you're using in the field. Then you can upload that when you get back to a connectivity to the office or to a truck or a Starlink station or whatever. The other part of the question was regarding power. The Edge AI system is completely battery powered and weighs about 40 pounds all total. So it's charged typically overnight. You can get a full day of operation out of it.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, looks like we'll be able to give folks a little bit of time back here. Again, we know that your time is valuable and that you had a lot of places that you could have been and you chose to be here. We think you're in the right place if you're someone who's interested in what's happening next in our industry. So thank you for this. Again, like I said, they'll be recording, and please do reach out to us as more questions might come up for you down the line. Thanks again.
Thanks, everybody.